Stop. Before you book your next cruise, or even your first one, you need to watch this video. Because what I'm about to share with you, the cruise lines have spent millions of dollars making sure you never find out. I'm talking about hidden charges that quietly drain your vacation budget, upgrades you can get for free if you know how to ask, and one mistake that 90% of first-time cruisers make that ruins their entire trip before the ship even leaves the dock. I've spent years researching the cruise industry, talking to former cruise line employees, travel agents, and thousands of cruisers. And today, I'm handing you the complete insider playbook. These are the 10 cruise secrets your cruise line will never put in a brochure. And by the end of this video, you'll be saving hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars on your next cruise. Hit that subscribe button right now because we put out cruise content every single week that the industry does not want you to see. Let's get into it. The price drop guarantee they hide. This one alone could save you $300 to $800 on your next booking. Here's something cruise lines bury deep in their terms and conditions. Most major cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian, offer what's called a best price guarantee. If the price of your exact cabin drops after you book, you can call and get that difference back as onboard credit or an outright refund. The catch? They never remind you to check. They're counting on you booking and forgetting. Here's what you do. After you book, set a weekly reminder in your phone to check the price of your exact sailing on their website. Do this every 7 days right up until the final payment deadline, usually 90 days before departure. If the price drops, call immediately. Don't email, call. And use the words, "I'd like to take advantage of your best price guarantee." Pro tip, prices drop most dramatically during what insiders call wave season, January through March, and again about 60 to 90 days before departure, when unsold cabins go on discount. One more thing, always book directly with the cruise line or with a travel agent. Third-party booking sites often strip you of this protection entirely. The drink package math they don't want you to do. Secret number 2 is all about the drink package and the math behind it that cruise lines actively avoid showing you. And every cruise line pushes their all-inclusive drink packages hard. They make it sound like an obvious deal. Royal Caribbean's deluxe beverage package, around $89 to $110 per person per day. Norwegian's open bar, similar pricing. But here's the number they don't show you. To break even on most packages, you need to consume between 5 and 8 alcoholic drinks per day, every single day of your cruise. Not just sea days, port days too, when you'll be off the ship for 6 to 10 hours. For many cruisers, especially port-heavy itineraries, you will not break even. I've run the numbers with hundreds of cruisers, and realistically, most people drink 3 to 4 drinks daily on average. What's the smarter play? Bring your own. Most cruise lines allow 1 bottle of wine per adult in your carry-on luggage. Pack your favorite bottles for cabin evenings, and then buy drinks individually at the bars only when you really want them. Or, and this is a genuine hack, book during promotions when the drink package is offered free as a booking perk. Royal Caribbean and Norwegian run these deals constantly. You'll see them advertised as "Choose Your Perk." That free package, worth $400 to $600 per couple. Don't pay for what they'll give away for free. Dates and upgrades are free if you time this right. Secret number 3 is going to change how you book cabins forever. The cruise industry has a dirty secret. Ships almost never sail at full capacity, especially in balcony and suite categories. They overstaff promotions for inside cabins, those small, windowless rooms, and regularly have empty premium cabins sitting unsold as departure day approaches. Here's how to weaponize that. Let's book the cheapest inside cabin or ocean view cabin available. Pay your deposit. Then, about 2 to 4 weeks before sailing, and again at check-in at the port, ask for a complimentary upgrade. Use these exact words. "Is there any availability for a complimentary cabin upgrade? I'd love a balcony if anything's opened up." This works because the check-in staff have upgrade authority and often use it to start vacations on a high note. You can also use Royal Caribbean's Royal Up program, Norwegian's Upgrade Advantage, and similar bid systems where you literally bid what you're willing to pay for an upgrade. Winning bids are often 30 to 50 cents on the dollar compared to booking the cabin at full price. Now, the golden rule: always tip your cabin steward on the first day. Slipping them $20 with a smile does more for your cruise experience than any amenity package. Shore excursions. Never book through the ship. This is one of the most consistently repeated tips from experienced cruisers, and yet it still shocks newcomers every single time. The cruise line's shore excursions are massively marked up. We're talking 40 to 60% more expensive than booking the exact same tour independently or through a local operator. Here's a real example. A snorkeling excursion in Nassau booked through Royal Caribbean, around $89 per person. The exact same boat, same reef, same duration. Booked directly with the local operator at the dock, $35. Now, the cruise line will tell you that booking with them is safer because they guarantee the ship won't leave without you if their excursion runs late. That's technically true, but if you plan correctly, it's a non-issue. Here's the strategy. For ports where you're only there for 4 to 5 hours, or tender ports where you need a small boat to get to shore, book with the cruise line for peace of mind. For ports where you have a full 8 to 10 hours, book independently. The best resources? Viator, Get Your Guide, and dedicated Facebook groups for your specific port. Search Port Name Cruise Excursions Independent, and you'll find forums full of cruisers who've done exactly what you're planning. One more tip: get back to the ship at least 45 minutes early. Yeah, that's your real safety buffer. Not the 20 minutes the cruise line suggests. The onboard credit system most people waste. Onboard credit, or OBC, is the cruise industry's version of airline miles. Sounds amazing, but most people use it wrong and lose money in the process. Here's the secret. Onboard credit is not just a perk. It's a negotiating tool. When you call to book a cruise, or when you use a travel agent, the single most powerful phrase you can say is, "What onboard credit can you offer me?" Cruise lines routinely give $50 to $300 in OBC just for asking, especially if you're booking a balcony cabin or suite, booking multiple cabins, or you're a past guest. But here's where people go wrong. They spend their OBC on things they'd have bought anyway. Drink packages, specialty dining, at inflated cruise line prices. Now, that's exactly what the cruise line wants. The smarter play? Use OBC for the casino. Most casino games on cruise ships will cash out unused OBC at 80 to 90 cents on the dollar. Put your OBC in the slots, play minimum bets for a few minutes, then cash out. You've effectively converted your onboard credit into cash that can pay for anything, including those independent shore excursions we just talked about. Important note, this works best with refundable OBC. Non-refundable OBC must be spent on the ship. Know which type you have before you sail. The real cost of gratuities and how to manage them. Nobody talks about this one clearly enough, so let's do the actual math. Automatic gratuities on cruise ships in 2026 range from $16 to $25 per person, per day. For a couple on a 7-night cruise, that's $224 to $350 automatically added to your bill, on top of everything else. Here's what the cruise line doesn't tell you. You can adjust these gratuities. You can walk to the guest services desk, usually on day 2 or 3 of your cruise, and ask to modify or remove automatic gratuities. The cruise line will make this feel uncomfortable. They may push back. That's okay. Be polite but firm. Now, should you remove them? This is a values question. Here's the nuance. Cruise staff, especially cabin stewards, dining room waitstaff, and behind-the-scenes kitchen crew, often earn very low base wages and depend heavily on gratuities. These are hard-working people, many supporting families in developing countries. The best approach most experienced cruisers take: remove the automatic gratuity, and then tip in cash directly to the individuals who serve you. Your cabin steward, $5 to $10 per night. Your main dining room team, $5 per dinner. This way, your tip goes directly to the person who earned it, instead of being pooled into a corporate fund. The result? Better service, genuinely. and the same or slightly less cost. The best cabins are not where you think. Most first-time cruisers make the same cabin mistake. They book based on deck number or view without understanding how the ship's layout affects their physical experience. Here's what matters far more than deck height. First, midship, lower decks feel the least movement. Yes, if you're prone to seasickness, or even if you're not, a cabin in the middle third of the ship on a lower deck will be dramatically more stable than a balcony cabin at the front or back of an upper deck. Avoid cabins directly below the pool deck. The dragging of deck chairs from 6 a.m. onwards will wake you up every single morning without fail. Check the ship's deck plan, which is always available on the cruise line's website, and look 1 or 2 decks above where your potential cabin sits. If you see pool deck, Lido deck, or sports deck, move. If you're not traveling with family, specifically request a cabin not connected to an adjacent cabin. Now, connected cabins have a door between them, and if the family on the other side has young kids, your vacation becomes their nursery. On overnight port stops, book a cabin on the port side facing the dock. You get the city view all night long, essentially a free balcony experience of the destination. Specialty dining, the free trick nobody uses. Specialty restaurants on cruise ships, the steakhouses, sushi bars, and Italian trattorias typically cost $30 to $60 per person on top of your already paid fare. On embarkation day, specialty restaurants are nearly empty. Everyone is exploring the ship, eating at the buffet. Getting oriented. The restaurant managers, who have empty tables and daily revenue targets, will often offer either a significantly discounted rate or a complimentary meal to guests who visit during the boarding period, typically 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., and express interest. Walk up to the restaurant host or manager directly. Don't go to the reservations desk. Say, "We're celebrating our anniversary/birthday/honeymoon. Is there anything special you can do for us this evening?" You don't have to actually be celebrating anything, but having a reason makes humans want to help you. Even if free doesn't happen, booking on day 1 consistently yields the lowest prices. Specialty dining packages purchased before you board are almost always cheaper than buying them on the ship. Check the cruise line's website in the 90 days before you're sailing. Packages regularly go on sale for 20 to 30% off. Wi-Fi on cruise ships, the real workaround. Cruise ship Wi-Fi in 2026 has gotten better, but it's still overpriced and inconsistent, and there's a secret that completely changes the equation. Most cruise lines charge between $20 and $35 per device per day for their internet packages. For a family of 4 on a week-long cruise, that's potentially $560 to $980 just for Wi-Fi. Here's the workaround. Most modern cruise ships, particularly Royal Caribbean's Icon class and Norwegian's newer ships, use Starlink satellite internet as their backbone, the same Starlink service you can get at home. This means in port, the ship's internet is often excellent. At sea, it varies. If you only need Wi-Fi occasionally, buy the single-day package on your sea days and use free port Wi-Fi at cafes and restaurants when you're ashore. T-Mobile's Magenta and Go 5G Plus plans include free international data in over 210 countries and regions, including on select cruise ships. Check if your carrier has cruise ship roaming before you sail. You may already be covered. Smart Strategy 3. For social media posting, download and schedule your content using Buffer or Later before you sail. Create everything at home in HD, schedule it, and let it post automatically while you're at sea without touching the ship's Wi-Fi. And finally, this one is critical. Download your maps, translation apps, and travel guides for offline use before you leave home. Google Maps Offline is a game changer in port, the booking window that saves the most money. And we've saved arguably the most important secret for last, because this one affects every single dollar you spend on a cruise before you even step on the ship. The cruise industry operates on 2 pricing sweet spots, and almost nobody knows both of them. Sweet spot number 1. Book 12 to 18 months in advance. This is called early saver or early booking pricing. You get the widest cabin selection, the lowest base fares, and often the best free perk promotions, free drink packages, free gratuities, or free specialty dining. Royal Caribbean's Next Cruise Desk, which is literally on the ship during your current cruise, offers some of the best early booking rates in the industry with a refundable deposit. Sweet spot number 2, book 30 to 60 days before departure. This is the last-minute window where cruise lines slash prices to fill unsold cabins. You can save 30 to 60% off original fares. The trade-off? Cabin selection is limited. But if you're flexible about cabin type and location, the savings are extraordinary. The worst time to book? 3 to 6 months before sailing. Prices are at their peak. The early deals are gone, and the last-minute deals haven't kicked in yet. One final golden nugget. Book during January or February, the industry's wave season. Cruise lines launch their biggest promotions of the year in this window, competing aggressively for bookings. Some of the best deals of the entire year are available for just 8 to 10 weeks. Now you know when to move. If this video saved you money, do me one favor. Drop a comment below and tell me which secret surprised you the most. New cruise content every week. Subscribe so you never miss a hack.